In this video, I'm breaking down the latest market and economic news, interest rates, the fear and greed index, plus I'm going to cover the 7 trades that I'm putting on Monday at market open. So be sure and stay all the way to the end to see the step-by-step process so that you can profit next week. Should be a fun video for you here today. I appreciate you all for joining, and be sure and hit that like button down below. It really helps out the channel. You're certainly welcome to subscribe as well. We are at an all-time high for subscribers, so thank you very much, and let's jump into it. All right, guys, here we are on the fear and greed index, and we can see it's at 59 right now, so we're in that greed mode. So we want to raise up maybe a little bit of cash. So anything that you've got with a good gain, at least anything that I've got with a good gain, is I'm going to go ahead and close that out and prepare a little bit more cash for some of these upcoming investments on any pullbacks. So fear and greed's at 59. The sectors, how they performed over the last 5 days, you can see pretty much everything was up. Energy was down a little bit, but still under 1%, as well as healthcare. And the biggest movers were technology and consumer discretionary. The interest rates on the 17th of September, we don't have another Fed speaking or possible rate cut until September. So we are right now at 4.25 to 4.5 still. There's a good likelihood of another cut, a quarter point in September, and then another October, and then another possibly in December. So more rate cuts coming, and then throughout next year, all the way down until we get that Fed funds rate down to 3 to 3.25 at the end of next year is what the market's pricing in right now. And I tend to think that this is pretty, it's going to be close to this, I would think, but we'll find out. U.S. economic news that we've got coming out this next week. We've got the big ones are the CPI and PPI. So we've got core CPI coming out Tuesday, and then PPI is on Thursday, and the expectations, the median forecast for core CPI is 0.3 and year over year 3.1. And then for PPI, 0.3 again. So we'll see where that comes in at. So let's jump to the live trades on the option trading platform. This is Tastytrade. It's my favorite option trading platform, great brokerage. There's a link down below. Utilize that, check it out. There's some benefits if you go through my link. And the first one that we've got is Archer Aviation. Now, if we look at the chart for Archer, you can see it's kind of trending down, but I think we've kind of bottomed out here, and we've got some support around this 9.5 level. And we've got earnings 9/11, so tomorrow, Monday, after the open. And hey, guys, I'm all in right now on Archer, I believe. Yeah, so I've got 3 leaps options and 3 calls that I've sold against them. So I'm not going to put another one on at this point. I kind of like to stick around to that 3 tranche range. Even though this is an inexpensive one, so I could potentially go more. But I like Archer. We're going to see how earnings come out going forward. The range is anywhere over the last 52 weeks is from 2 to 14. And these guys are really still in the raising cash mode. So what they do is EV takeoff and landing, and so they're set to grow 35% annually, that market, through 2030. It's urban mobility and defense applications that it targets. And again, if we go right here to this little section on Tastytrade about ACH, it's really the VTOL right here, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. So they've got electric vertical takeoff and landing, so it's electric as well. Partnerships with US Air, so the airline, for a taxi network, and Durrell, which is one of the up-and-coming big defense companies. It's got Palmer Luckey, the guy that invented that Oculus headset and sold it to Facebook for over $1 billion, and then was in a lawsuit with Zuckerberg and won. So he's an interesting guy. And then they've also got a partnership with Palantir. They're partnering on some defense opportunities, and that Palantir provides the software, and Duro does the UAS, unmanned air systems. So they've got some great partnerships with the huge guys in the defense industry and airlines, and they're in the cash raising mode, and I think they're going to do great going forward. So I like Archer. All right, the next one that we've got is AMD. Love this right now. And if we look at those technicals for AMD, super strong. You can see some consolidation there. A lot of support around this level at 172. And we've got the 50-day moving average, which is the green line, coming up on the 200. And we're right in the middle of the Bollinger Band. So I love it. Their PE right now, forward PE is 44. So very fair for AMD with their growth. They've got 50% gross profits. Net margins are only 10%. So they've got room for growth there. And they've got 53% gross margins expected next year, 8 price to sales. So I love it. I love these guys. They missed just recently on earnings last week, but it was due to the MI308 sales restrictions to China that were put on by our administration. But now that's been lifted, so that's not going to be a factor. But other than that, they killed it. So we've got MI350 that's launched, and then MI400 that's coming out next year, and they're just going to continue to kill it. I see them going to 200, then 250, then 300. And love AMD. They've got a 30% CAGR for AI, gaming, and embedded are all growing. So let me know what your thoughts are in AMD, but I love that there was a pullback. I've got 4 leaps on and then 4 calls that I sold against it for the poor man's covered calls. All right, Amazon. These guys are the behemoth, and the price, I can't believe it. It's still at 222 right now. And if we look at the chart for Amazon, I think it's super strong as well. You can see up. We've got the 50 above the 200. And then the white bands are the Bollinger Bands. So if we get near the top of the Bollinger Band, that means it's overbought and it's likely to come back down. Oversold is at the bottom and it's likely to go up. But I like the 50 above the 200 and a lot of support right here around the 220 level. With Amazon. 34 PE, PEG ratio is 2.6. They've got 19% growth. It's a huge return on equity. These guys are killing it, but it's going to be a core position of mine to 250 and 300. They're the king of AI. They've got AWS. 40% of e-commerce is Amazon. It could double from here, in the next couple of years. And the revenue growth is huge, and 20% per year net income growth. So they just continue to kill it. They've got a 19 to 30% CAGR going forward. So they beat again. They beat consistently every quarter, and it's definitely a core position of mine. So I like with Amazon, I just do typically put spreads. It's pretty high priced stock. But, so in the, I may look at doing some poor man's covered calls as well. So next one that we've got, CRM, I believe. Let's see, of the top 7. So this is the third, CRM. Yeah, this is a huge buy for me right now. 240 it's trading at right now. And if you look at the chart, it's way down. A lot of support down here at the 240 level. So I don't know how much further it can drop. They're such a big player in AI. They've got earnings on September 3rd after the bell. They've got a PE of 21 and a PEG ratio, price to earnings to growth of 1.3. They've got double-digit growth and 30% net income. They're killing it. They've had miss, a beat, and a beat the last 3 quarters. And they there was concern that the growth might be slowing with the competition from Oracle, which has SAP, and then Microsoft Dynamics with Microsoft 365 in that CRM space. But if I've used several CRMs, and to me, Salesforce, there's no competition. So really like that. So I like Salesforce moving forward. And I'm actually going to add another put credit spread on Monday when the market opens. So you know what? Let's just go into that and show you what I would do on that. So we've got a 270, 260 put credit spread. If you go to right here to the curve mode and then analysis, you can see the profit zone. So we're unprofitable, right? We're at 240 right now. So I've got my put spread up here. I need it to move up. But again, I'm not worried about Salesforce. I'll just roll up once we come to, the 15 to 20 days to expiration. Right now we are at 40 days. So I've still got another 20 days for these to recover. But if not, I just roll the next month and collect more premium. But what we're going to do, I'm going to add one more since I've only got, you can see I've got 2 tranches on. With this down, this is when I like to add more. So it's kind of like dollar cost averaging, DCA. So I'm going to go to September after earnings, and I'm not going to go in the money like I am right now. You could, but I'm just going to go at the money, 240, 230, $10 wide, and I can collect 425. I'm going to put it above the market. I'll just put it at $5, and I'll put good till canceled, and then it'll be above the market, so I can adjust it when the market opens on Monday. Hit review and send and place the trade. There you go. It's on and good till canceled. So that'll remind me Monday to adjust that and start Monday morning off with a good buy. All right. So next one, a lot of stocks I like here. Still like Google. GitLab. This is a huge buy for me right now. I've got 3 leaps on and 3 calls against it at 50. We're at 40, so I've still got $10 to the upside on that. But we've got 3 leaps on GitLab. You can see the chart here. It's trading right now at 40, and the IVR is 68, so they must have earnings. Yeah, they've got earnings coming out on 9/2. If you look over here, I've got this set up to where I can see the earnings at 9/2, September 2nd. So it has been trending down, but again, I think there's support right here at 40. I don't think it's going to go much further than that. We're at the lower end of the Bollinger Band. And the bottom line, it's a great company. So guys, we can control what we invest in, but we can't control how the market reacts to it and what the market prices it at. So what I like to do is when I see great companies, great stocks that are down, that's when I want to buy them, when they're on sale. So we've got GitLab down here at 40. And if we look at all the numbers, the other things that I like to look at, see, here's everything that I look at, guys. I look at the price, the IVR, the earnings, the trend with the technicals, the support, the Bollinger Bands, the fundamentals, the short term, the macro. So this is that 22 fear and greed. Actually, the 59 fear and greed index. And then I like to look at the 12-month range. So I want to look at something that has a large moat, a lot of room to move up. And it's got 74 and it's trading at 40 right now. It's been up at 74 within the last 12 months. They beat earnings the last 3 times, and it's a strong buy. And then I've got my notes over here that I'll go through. So just kind of wanted to share that with you. There's a lot of different variables that I look at for each trade. But GitLab sets up really well for us right here. It's got the double bottom, well, kind of a double bottom. But again, there's a lot of support there and oversold, strong fundamentals. PE's 53, but it's a growth stock. So I don't mind paying that for this. And they've got 88% net margins. So if you look at the balance sheet for this, we go right here, and we can go to financials, and you can see annual. Again, Tasty Trade platform, there's a link down below, but you can see the revenue and net income, and then the assets and liabilities all increasing great. Now watch, take a look at the profit margins. 88% gross margin. Well, gross margin, it's not profit, but gross margin, 88%. That's huge. And then if you can look right here and see what they do, if you forgot, but they're a DevOps security platform. So Dev, security, ops, AI, huge sectors going forward. And these guys have an open source development platform for these security and IT operations. So it really helps companies grow, and it's it's really in the growth phase and investment phase. So they've got AI-powered developer tools like Duo Code. I need to do a deep dive on GitLab, I think. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that. But to me, GitLab is a huge opportunity right here. All right, let's move through. We've got Mara next. Ooh, I'm going into crypto. All right, guys. So I've got a trade that I'm looking to put on. I'm going to show you how I'm doing this right now. Let's get out of that. Okay, so I've got 2 leaps, and then I've got 2 calls that I've sold against it. So 2 tranches, poor man's covered calls. But Mara, let's talk about them first. So Mara's trading at 15. It's the chart. If you look at it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got a quadruple bottom. So strong support here. I expect that 50-day to come up above the 200 to move back up that way. We're at the bottom of the Bollinger Band. So the technicals look great to me right here. Sure, you'd like to see the 50 above the 200, but the fact that there's a triple bottom, I feel really confident. If we go to the research news, we can look at the financials. Actually, I'm not sure. Let's not look at that. These are priced differently, but you can see the assets, liabilities. They've got a lot of assets. Really, they own a lot of Bitcoin. So let's go back to the trade page, and let me talk a little bit about them. The PE is 39, and I don't think that sometimes the fundamentals for this type of stock and the earnings, sometimes they don't make sense for a Bitcoin type. Bitcoin is more tied to Mara is a Bitcoin miner, and it's more tied to Bitcoin as well as AI. It seems to move with AI as well, but they do own their own land and their own energy. And remember, energy is needed for this Bitcoin mining. So they are vertically integrated and a real infrastructure play. And it's Wall Street is not using the right model. It's not a proxy just for Bitcoin. It scales with AI as well. So it's a great business and great CEO. And my target is, double this. It's 30. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another leaps. I'm not going to sell because it was down 3.5. So I'm not going to sell the call against it at this stage. But I'm going to just look to, unless the market's up big on Monday, with Mara up big on Monday. But I'm going to sell in at the money. Usually I like to go deep in the money, but we're already at 69 delta for the leaps. So that means that just like owning 100 shares of stock, 100 at $15.38 would be $1,538. We're going to buy it for $550 times 100. One option contract controls 100 shares of stock, so that's $550. I'm going to go right at the money, but I'm going to go down. I'm going to go below the market so that I can adjust when the market opens on Monday. But if you go here and then I go to that curve mode again, you can see as it moves up and we get up to that 30 range, here we're making, actually we double, we make our $500 back if we get to around 30, 31, yeah, between 31 and 32. But I expect it to get up in this range in the 30. So, a stock double right here. But I'm going to go ahead and review and send and add that to start the day. There, we've got it to remind me Monday morning. All right. How many more we got left? I think we've got 1 or 2. Yeah, one left. My last one that we've got. And you can see all the stocks I've got on. So I'm only showing you guys the best. Top 7. So This is my 7th now, ServiceNow. And you can see I've already got my 3 tranches on. I've got 1 put and then 2 more puts right here. So I've got 3 puts. So I'm doing put credit spreads, and then I've got 3 call credit spreads. Against it, I've got the 960, 970 call credit spreads. I usually like to have that short call not lower than my my highest short put, but I went $10 in below my short put just because it's at 872. It has such a pullback, so I'm not too concerned about it hit 970 within the next 40 days. But I love ServiceNow. If we look at the chart, you can see a lot of support down here at 860 level, and we're trading right now at 872, an absolute bargain for ServiceNow. It is a great business with a great CEO. I think it's going to start trending up. It's not yet, but a lot of support. It's oversold. 52 PE. The PEG is 1.9. The 12-month range is from 640 to 1200. So 1200. Look at the upside mode, the upside potential from 872 up to 1200. They beat earnings the last 3, I don't know, several times, many times, I believe. But I know the last 3 off the top of my head. But Q2 shows strong financial performance with EPS at 25 cents, beating the forecast of 22. So it was a 13% surprise, and revenue was $798 million. So it beat by 30%. It was down due to a broader market sell-off and just the administration's tariff expectations. But these guys are a cloud-based security platform, so I'm not sure how it's going to be affected by tariffs, but that might be one I want to dig into as well. Let me know if you'd like me to dig into to ServiceNow or GitLab and do a deep dive this coming week, but I'm going to do it on one of those, GitLab or ServiceNow. So with that, I've got those the poor man's covered call on, so that covers the top 7. All right, guys, be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know, how are you trading these stocks? And watch this next video.